So I guess YouTube does not want me to do Wordle and also do other YouTube videos. So I guess you're just going to have to listen to me talk. Okay, so the three first words, S-N-A-K-E, snake. Now we do turtle. Freak, the number of words, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do gaunt, the right corner. Okay, I got the A in the right place. So it's not a T, it's not a G. Okay, top left. Okay. Okay, well, I can't get this now because even though it's free, I can't get this one. Okay, chordal sequence. Wow. One letter. Adorn. Okay. Rocky. How do you spell quash? Yes, it is. Okay. Turtle. coral. Brisk, brisk, try brisk. Coral. T-U-O. Is that a word? T-U-O-R? Super. Super. That's how you spell it. It's not. Put an R there. Turbo. R-E-A-U-I. Okay, something, S-A, saggy, sappy, sappy, savvy. V. Or T-U. Can't be an R. That doesn't make any sense. Tuara, that's not a word. V-O-R. Tutor. There we go. Okay, one at a time. Get my tea. One letter. Great. Nope. uh, Woggy, Wobby, Boggy, Bobby, Gabby, Boxy. Nope. Joggy, Jobby, Jobby, Jowie. Boggy. Ugh. Boxy, Bobby, Bodgy, Bobby. Oh, that's so cheap. Bobby. Okay, I have 8 to get 6. Can't be QU because QU has to be with an E, and the E can't go there. Need a distraction so I can think about what this word is.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hogan, and I just want to give a quick recap of what brought me to here before I get into today's video. So 19 years ago, I was obese and I was struggling with some health issues like IBS symptoms. And also I kept getting these boils on my body, which I know that's not cute, but I went to the doctor to get yet another boil lanced, and he was brilliant enough to realize that my issues were coming from excessive carbohydrate consumption. I was inflamed. And he was brutally honest enough to say, listen, if you don't lose at least 100 pounds, you're going to keep having these boils and you are probably going to die an early death. When I cried and asked him, how can I lose 100 pounds? Because I felt like I'd tried everything. He said, do not touch anything that is carby, starchy, sweet. I don't care if it's fruit, don't touch it. And I don't care if it's your birthday. He said, do it for 1 year. Mostly eat meat. So that's what I did. I ate meat, I ate eggs, I ate a little bit of dairy, and then I was never really that into vegetables, but I did have some green beans, pickles, and I did keep in things like diet soda, which said 0 carbs, and sugar-free Jell-O. It wasn't perfect, but I lost about 80 pounds in that first year. I went back to see him. I had not had one single other boil since then. I felt much better, but I was still having some issues. So I stuck with that plan for a while. My weight eventually stalled, still didn't have boils, but then I decided to go total carnivore because I met some people online and they were thriving eating only meat, which is mostly what I was already doing. So I went all in, cut out the last of the vegetables. My IBS, the end of those symptoms totally went away. My cravings for sweets went away when I cut out the sweeteners and the diet soda and the sugar-free Jell-O. And since going 100% carnivore, I have now had 3 babies and I've lost a total of over 130 pounds. I eat nothing but meat, eggs, a little dairy. I do still have coffee. My doctor is thrilled with my lab work every single year when I go. I sleep like a log. I have good energy. I get regular periods. I'm living my best life and eating delicious meat all day. So if you're a vegan, this is the point where you realize this video is not for you. You are on the wrong channel. Peace be with you. But if you are struggling with your health and you are willing to think outside of the box, past the normal narrative, welcome. That is my story. Now you're all caught up. So while this carnivore thing is not new to me, I've been doing it for quite a while. I do still take a lot of classes about addiction recovery, and I listen to podcasts and read books, and I join other people's groups so that I can keep learning and passing those things on to the people that I now work with. And I want to share my 5 takeaways from January 2024. Here we go. Number 1, it turns out that I have an anterior mid-cingulate cortex. And I didn't want to bring it up, but so do you. So I learned about the anterior mid-cingulate cortex from Dr. Andrew Huberman in a recent podcast that I linked below. Dr. Huberman said that researchers have recently discovered this portion of the brain that is larger in athletes. It's smaller in people who are obese, but that part of the brain grows as a person diets. It is larger in people who are described as tenacious or persistent, strong-willed. These are the type of people that I think we all really want to be. The ones who have grit, who take a hit, but they get right back up. These are the ones who stick to their commitments and they get the job done. Now, if you're like me, you may have assumed that this persistent persona is from nature, that it's genetics. It's who we are. You're either tenacious or you're not. May the odds be in your favor. But no, it turns out the anterior mid-cingulate cortex is not just big or small. It's malleable. It's growable. It's the chia pet of our brain. And there's one way that the researchers have found that they can actually make that sucker grow, but you're not going to like it. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex grows when a person chooses to do something that they do not actually want to do. So, you know those things you really don't want to do, like clean the drawer, do the push-ups, pay the taxes, unjam the printer, get that hair out of the drain, run. Yes, I hate all of that. But when we say to ourselves, I don't want to do it, but I choose to do it, and we carry through, we are actually like putting fertilizer on that part of the brain. And if you're thinking, so I have to have tenacity and willpower just to get more tenacity and willpower? Well, a little bit, yes, actually. But you can start really small, and that's my suggestion. So for me, I really, really hate doing squats and push-ups. Like the Grinch level hate. Hate, 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 double hate, loathe entirely. But every single day for many, many months, and I think maybe even like 2 years now, I choose to do them every day. I keep a checklist of things that I commit to doing every day, and I make sure that squats and push-ups are on that list, partly because they are very effective exercises, and partly because I hate them. And it turns out when we choose to do things that we don't want to do, we get better at doing all of the things that we don't actually want to do. It builds fortitude and we become grittier. And in life, there are going to be things that happen that are just outside of our control, and emotions can take over and we feel bogged down like we can't handle it. I can't handle this. I can't. But if we get this daily practice at doing the work, doing the thing, when our feelings and our emotions are telling us to do something else, to sit, be comfortable, but we say, nay, nay, I shall persevere. And that anterior mid-cingulate cortex, it expands, and we basically just become less lame and more awesome. So start small, people. If you hate making the bed, wake up and make the bed. People always told me that making the bed was a way to start the day off with a victory. And I thought, a victory over what? The unmade bed society? A victory over wrinkled duvets? Who even cares about the bed? But no, it's a victory over my own lameness, a victory over my own sloth-like desires, over my own self. And that if I were to drop and do at least one push-up, not because I love them, but because I choose to do something that I do not love, then I will have increased my willpower and my tenacity for the rest of this day. So thank you to Dr. Andrew Huberman. When I do my push-ups now earlier in the day, instead of waiting till the last minute of the night, and I do them with a little bit of disgust in my heart, I shall lovingly think of you and my ever-expanding anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So, thank you. My next takeaway. Those seed oils, they really do matter. So speak up for yourself. Here's how I learned it. I went on a cruise this month. It was our first big, big family vacation. Now, usually when I go out to eat on vacations or just to a restaurant, I come back home feeling less than great. And it's not because I didn't stay carnivore. I always stay carnivore, but I loosen up a little and I order those fried chicken wings and maybe even, oh, could I have some blue cheese dressing on the side? Some burger patties. Yeah, with some cheese slices and maybe, yeah, just some mayonnaise. Well, I can always tell afterwards, I just don't feel as good as when I eat at home at my house. And for this trip, we were going to be gone and we were going to eat out every single meal for 9 straight days. So I thought, if I do that to myself for 9 days, that is a lot of meals. I am going to feel awful by the end of this vacation. And that's not what I wanted for myself. So I committed to avoiding these junky oils for the entire trip. I did not order any chicken wings. I didn't use any of the dressings or mayos no cheese slices, which very oftentimes is not even real cheese, no foods cooked in vegetable oils. I simply ask them, could you please cook all of my meat in real butter? No oils. I am allergic to vegetable oils. Now, that allergy is not documented except in my own life. I know I don't feel good when I have it. So there you go. We're going to call it an allergy. I admit I was nervous because I thought I was going to be an annoyance to people, and it seemed like an extra level of hassle to have to say how I want my meat cooked. It's not good enough now to get meat. Now you have to tell them how to cook the meat. But nobody acted like it was a big deal at all. They would just say, "Oh, real butter." Yes, please, real butter. And so they cooked for me real butter, eggs fried in butter, steak fried in butter, lobster served with sides of real butter. And at the end of 9 days, I felt just as great as I always do. So for me, I learned that asking for my food to be cooked in real butter is really not that big of a deal. And no one else acted like it was as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. And it turned out to be incredibly worth it for me. Also, if you have not cruised yet as a carnivore, I highly recommend it. They will bring you as many steaks as you want. Just no questions asked. How many steaks do you want? My new goal is to become a carnivore cruise influencer. I will tag Royal Caribbean below. Let's all sail on blue waters and eat blue steaks. And if I get a discount code, y'all will be the first to know. Okay, number 3. The next January lesson came because of a gift that I got in the mail from one of my current group members. Let me show you. Ah! Don't be scared. Look, it is this amazing puppet that was hand crocheted by my friend and fellow carnivore, Donna. And as you look at this creepy face, I want to read to you exactly what she had to say about this creature. Okay, this is a quote from Donna. Lizard brain is a sneaky little reptile residing deep within our minds that craves sugar and carbs, luring us with its enticing sweetness. Despite our efforts to resist, lizard brain persistently tempts us, masking its unhealthy desires with glittering distractions. He adorns itself with false allure, attempting to deceive and manipulate us into indulging in harmful treats. However, with determination and awareness, we can thwart lizard brain's trickery, recognizing its deceptive tactics and making conscious, healthier choices. By seeing through its glittery facade, we can conquer our own cravings and reclaim control over our well-being, refusing to succumb to the sugary schemes of our sneaky inner lizard. Home! How, baby? Donna.
Okay, that's it for today.